Loro Languaged Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. This is your cozy corner for natural English practice and real-life conversations. I'm Jaden.
And I'm Aria. We are so happy to have you here with us today.
Now, before we jump into today's topic, we have one tiny favor to ask. If you enjoy listening to us, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps other English learners find us.
Exactly. And we would also love it if you left a comment down below. It can be super simple. Just tell us where you're listening from or share your thoughts on today's topic.
And you know what? Typing a comment is actually a great way to practice your English without even realizing it. Your brain is working, choosing vocabulary, putting words in order. It is real practice.
That is so true. So please, don't be nervous about making mistakes. Even just one short sentence is totally fine. We genuinely love reading your thoughts.
All right, are you ready? Let's get right into today's topic.
You know, it feels so nice to just sit back and talk about normal stuff today. No stressful topics, no internet drama, just our daily routines. The good, the bad, and the very sleepy parts of our day.
This is a great topic because everyone has a routine, right? Even if your routine is just trying to survive the busy day.
Haha, exactly. It is not always glamorous, but it is real life. Let's start at the very beginning. The hardest part of the day. Waking up. What time does your alarm actually go off? Jaden.
Well, I try to be good. My alarm goes off at 6:30 every weekday. But do I actually get out of bed at 6:30? No. I usually hit the snooze button at least twice.
Oh, I completely understand that feeling. The bed just feels so much warmer and softer when the alarm is ringing. I set my alarm for 7 o'clock, but I usually just lie there for 10 minutes staring at the ceiling, trying to wake up my brain.
Yeah, you really have to mentally prepare yourself for the day. And then, once I finally force myself out of bed, I head straight to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, and washing my face with cold water is the only thing that actually wakes me up.
Cold water is essential. But for me, the real lifesaver is coffee. I honestly cannot function without my morning coffee.
Same here. While my coffee is brewing in the kitchen, that is when I usually check my phone. I know it is a bad habit, but I just look at my emails and scroll through social media for a few minutes.
We all do it. It is just a modern morning routine. You drink your coffee, you check your messages, and you slowly realize that you have to go to work.
So after the coffee finally wakes up my brain, it is time to get dressed. Are you someone who picks out your clothes the night before? Aria?
Wow. I really wish I was that organized. No, I usually just stand in front of my closet for 5 minutes and complain that I have nothing to wear. But eventually, I just pick something simple and comfortable, like pants and a nice shirt. I am so glad we don't have to wear fancy suits every day.
Oh, definitely. Comfort is the most important thing for work. And what about breakfast? Do you eat before you leave the house?
Usually I just have something super quick. Maybe some toast with butter and jam, or some yogurt with fruit. Just something light to eat with my coffee. What about you?
Sometimes I make eggs, but usually I just grab a granola bar if I'm in a hurry. And then the real journey begins, the commute to work.
The commute. I actually don't hate my commute. I take the bus, and the ride is about 30 minutes.
Really? You don't mind the bus?
Not at all, because that is my quiet time before the workday starts. I put on my headphones, I look out the window, and I listen to music or a podcast. It is actually quite peaceful to just sit and listen.
That makes a lot of sense. I drive to work, which is faster. It only takes me about 20 minutes. But driving in morning traffic can be a little bit stressful. You really have to pay attention to the road and the other cars.
So, you arrive at work, you sit at your desk. What is the very first thing you do?
Emails. Always emails. I check my inbox and I write down a little list of tasks I need to finish for the day. It helps me stay organized.
I do the exact same thing. I work on my computer for basically the whole day, so organizing my screen is step one. But let's be honest, the best part of the workday is lunchtime.
Haha, absolutely. Around 12 or 12:30, I am definitely looking at the clock. Do you bring your lunch from home or do you buy food near the office?
I try to bring my lunch from home. It is so much cheaper and usually much healthier. I will just bring a salad or maybe some leftovers from dinner the night before. Leftovers are the best because you don't have to cook twice.
They really are. I usually eat in the break room with some of my coworkers. We eat, we talk, we laugh about random things. It is really nice to step away from the computer screen and just act like a human for an hour.
Yes, taking a real break is so important. If you just eat a sandwich at your desk while looking at your work, you will feel so tired in the afternoon.
Oh, the afternoon is always the longest part of the day, especially if I have meetings. Sometimes I have meetings all afternoon, and by 4:30, my brain is just completely empty.
I completely agree. When 5 o'clock finally arrives, it is the best feeling in the world. You pack your bag, you walk out of the building, and you just take a deep breath of fresh air.
And then you have to commute all over again. But the drive home feels so much better than the drive to work. When I get home, usually around 5:30, I need at least 30 minutes to just decompress.
Decompress. That is a great word. What do you do to decompress?
I just change into some comfortable home clothes, sit on my sofa, and do absolutely nothing. I don't look at my phone. I don't turn on the TV. I just sit in silence and let the stress of the workday wash away.
Wow, that actually sounds incredibly peaceful. I usually turn on some soft music while I start thinking about dinner. Dinner is always the big question. What are we going to eat tonight?
Haha, the most difficult question of the day. I actually really like to cook. Around 6:30, I will go into the kitchen and try to make something nice. Cooking helps me relax because I have to focus on chopping vegetables and following a new recipe.
See, I am the exact opposite. Cooking makes me stressed. I cook because I have to survive, but I try to keep it very simple. And honestly, a couple of nights a week, I just order takeout food because I'm simply too tired to turn on the stove.
I completely understand that. But wait, Arya, before we move on to the evening routine, I think we forgot the most guilt-inducing part of the entire day. The one thing we tell ourselves we are going to do after work, but we almost never do.
Oh no, please don't say it. Are you talking about exercise?
Yes, working out, going to the gym, the daily struggle to be a healthy adult.
I feel personally attacked right now. Jaden, because I have a very toxic cycle with the gym. Every single morning, I pack my gym bag. I put my running shoes in there, my water bottle, my workout clothes. I carry this heavy bag onto the bus, and I bring it all the way to the office.
Wow. So you go to the gym before work?
No. I tell myself I will go to the gym immediately after work. But then 5 o'clock arrives, I am tired. I am hungry. And my brain says, you know what, Aria? You worked very hard today. You deserve to go home and rest. You can go to the gym tomorrow.
Ah, the classic tomorrow lie. Tomorrow is the busiest day of the week because we push all of our goals to tomorrow. So what happens to the gym bag?
I just carry the heavy gym bag all the way back home on the bus. I basically get an arm workout just carrying my unused gym clothes back and forth across the city every day. It is so ridiculous.
Haha, you are just taking your shoes for a nice bus ride. But honestly, I cannot judge you. I canceled my gym membership last year because I never went. I told myself I was going to do home workouts instead. It saves money. It saves time. It is the perfect plan.
That sounds like a smart idea. Do you actually do it?
Well, sometimes I have a very nice yoga mat. I roll it out on the living room floor around 6 o'clock. I put on my workout clothes. I sit down on the mat to stretch. And then I pick up my phone just to quickly choose a workout video on YouTube.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Exactly. 20 minutes later, I am fully lying down on the yoga mat, still in my gym clothes, watching a video about how to cook a perfect steak. I just turned the yoga mat into a very uncomfortable second bed.
Haha. At least you are using the mat. But it is just so hard to find the motivation. After working for 8 hours, using our brains all day, the last thing we want to do is jump up and down and sweat.
It requires so much mental energy. But when I actually do force myself to exercise, even just a 20-minute run outside, I always feel amazing afterwards. I never regret a workout. I only regret skipping it.
That is incredibly true. The hardest part is just putting on the shoes and leaving the house. The actual exercise is usually fine. Maybe I should stop carrying my bag to work and just try going for a walk in my neighborhood after dinner.
That is a great micro habit. Just a simple walk. You don't need a heavy gym bag for that.
Deal. I will leave the gym bag at home tomorrow. So after we skip the gym, or maybe go for a walk, the evening really starts to slow down.
There is nothing wrong with ordering food sometimes. We all need a break, but no matter who cooks, there is always one terrible chore waiting for us afterwards.
Washing the dishes. I hate it so much.
We all hate it, but it is just part of the evening routine. Once the kitchen is finally clean, the evening really begins. That is my time to just hang out with my family. We might watch a movie together, or just sit in the living room and talk about our day.
That sounds really lovely. For me, my evening routine is all about getting ready for sleep. I might do some light exercise, like stretching or going for a short walk outside. And then, the best part of the day, taking a hot shower.
A hot shower before bed is amazing. It just relaxes all your tired muscles.
Exactly. After my shower, I try not to look at my phone anymore. I get into bed and I read a book for a little while. It helps my eyes get tired, and it stops my brain from thinking about work.
That is a very healthy habit. Reading is so much better than staring at a screen. What time do you actually turn off the lights and go to sleep?
Usually around 10:30. I really try to get at least 7 or 8 hours of sleep. If I don't get enough sleep, my routine the next morning is going to be a complete disaster.
Ha ha. Very true. Sleep is the foundation of a good routine. But of course, all of these strict rules completely disappear when Friday night arrives.
Oh, absolutely. Which brings us to the best part of the entire week.
Yes, the weekend routine. Or, I should say, the non-routine. The very first thing I do on Friday night is turn off all my alarms. That is the best feeling in the world.
It really is. On Saturday morning, I try to sleep in as late as possible. I don't even open my eyes until at least 9:30 or 10 o'clock.
Sleeping in is great. But I always feel a little bit guilty if I sleep too late. I feel like I'm wasting my free time. So I usually still wake up around 8. But I just stay in bed and read or listen to music. I refuse to get out from under the blankets.
You are so disciplined, Jaden, even on the weekend. But let's be honest, the weekend is not just about relaxing. It is also the time for all the chores we ignored during the week.
Oh, the chores. Yes. Saturday is my day to run errands. I have to go to the supermarket and do the grocery shopping for the next week. And let me tell you, the supermarket on a Saturday afternoon is a war zone.
Haha. It is. Everyone in the city is trying to buy bread and milk at the exact same time. And for me, Sunday is laundry day. I spend half the day washing clothes, drying them, and then looking at a big pile of clean clothes on my bed that I'm simply too lazy to fold.
Folding clothes is the absolute worst part. I sometimes leave my clean clothes in the laundry basket for 3 days and just pick my outfits directly from the pile.
I am so glad I am not the only one who does that. I feel much better now. But even with all the boring chores, the weekend is our time to breathe. We might go to a cafe, meet a friend, or just sit in a park.
Definitely. It recharges our batteries. But then, Sunday evening arrives.
Oh no! The Sunday blues.
Yes, around 6 o'clock on Sunday evening. The Sunday blues hit you. You suddenly remember that Monday morning is coming. The weekend is basically over, and you have to prepare your work clothes and turn on that 6:30 alarm all over again.
The cycle of life, but it is okay. We survive it every single week. And guys, that is a real, honest look into our normal, everyday lives.
It is not a Hollywood movie, but it is real life. We would love to know about your routines. What is one thing you do every single day without fail? Well, that brings us to the end of today's conversation.
We really hope you enjoyed it. And remember, no matter what you're struggling with right now, whether it is saving money, learning English, or just getting through the week, take it one step at a time. Be kind to yourself.
Absolutely. Learning a language is a journey, and you are doing great just by being here and listening.
If you found this episode helpful, or even just a little bit funny, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It is the best way to support what we do.
And please don't forget to leave a comment down below. Tell us what you thought about today's topic, or just say hi. We read every single comment, and we love hearing from you.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and trust the process.
We will catch you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye.